Hello, hello, hello. Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from Wisconsin. I'm hiding behind a great big cheese ball. They can't get me here. Now, I have to admit this about the Danites, okay? I hope they get me. I hope they shoot my head right off of my shoulders, because my sweet little wife, who still is somewhat Mormon, will get big bucks, and so will my kids. So now that I have my life insurance policy, it has to be an accident. It can't be natural causes. Well, nothing is natural in my life. Everything is exceptional. So hopefully the Danites can find me behind this big ball of cheese and just blow my head off. Anyway, this is something I've been thinking about. And you know me, I told you I'm bipolar. We think a lot of stuff all the time. But we never have a person to discuss it with. I have you guys. What a wonderful, wonderful life I have as a mentally ill patient. That I have therapy 24/7. Makes me a happy man. Now here is my subject. Human eyesight. Human eyesight. Now I have been thinking, what if humans couldn't see? Well, you and I know. I have a blind guy that lives out here by the kangaroos. He just hits them with that white cane thing. I don't go out there and help him. Hell, those kangaroos get really upset when you hit them with anything. He seems to get along okay, and I go, hey, you know, being blind ain't the end of the world. Now think of this, because bipolar people do. What if none of us could see? Not one. You couldn't be an airline pilot. You couldn't be a bus driver. You couldn't drive a car. Pornography would surely take on a different form. Do you have Braille pornography? I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. You couldn't build a building. Nobody could read a tape measure. Nobody could build a laser. There would be no cities, no cars, no roads, and very few houses. Houses would be like caves, and caves and caves. Big caves, little caves. I got thinking about this. Now you think about, and I want to be really careful on this, because I'm certainly not advocating anything here. I'm bringing up a philosophical idea. That's all I'm doing, just to make you think and to make me feel better, because it's in my head, now it's coming out. If you wanted to take over the human race, okay, let's do a hypothetical, and you're a Martian, you're from outer space, all you'd have to do is send a chemical down onto the earth that makes all the people blind. What will happen to our society? The fat girls would have a chance. The ugly girls would have a chance. The geeks would have a chance. Now, here's what I have envisioned. If you are born and nobody can see, you're on your own. You're on your own. You may stay close to your inner family members for safety, but the lions and tigers and bears are just going to eat most of you. Now, let's say that, you know, you got a teenager and everybody's blind, and he says, I'm going to run away. Bears go, we can't find you. If you step out of this camp 10 feet, we're never going to be able to find you. So the teenager runs away. Well, he's only 20 feet away from the mother and the father. There's no Amber Alert. There's no nothing. He says to himself, I'm going to go back home. How? He's lost. He can't see his way back. And his parents can't see to come him. Well, wars, it's like fighting the invisible man. How are you going to stab someone or cut their head off, or all the things that men love to do throughout history, when you can't see shit? You're going to live in a little tiny hut. Now, what about food and water? You can't drill a damn well. You don't have any well drilling rigs. How do you find water? Well, if you're living on the beach, you could drink seawater, but that's going to kill you. How do you find water? Well, if you're living in Lake Tahoe area, I guess you could just sip the water out of the lake, but how many people live around large bodies of fresh water? Well, the aliens would be able not to even shoot one bullet. Not even one bullet! Send down a virus, all the humans go blind, the next generation and the entire world of the human population will deteriorate within just probably 150 years. It may extinguish itself. It may not even go back to the Dark Ages or the barbaric ages. Barbarous. Hell, I don't know. In the old days, barbaric. You know, what were the Neapolitans? I love being dementia. The Neapolitans do. They're also known as the Neanderthals. See, I knew there was an N in there, but it had to come through this sick head. Neanderthals. How, you know, we're going to hit a woman over the head with a pole so we can have sex and a baby. She just stands over 2 or 3 feet and it's just very quiet. They can't see her. No sex for that man. What the hell are you going to do with food? There is no food. You can't raise crops. You can't raise cattle. You can't find a damn chicken anywhere. Bibles, religion have absolutely no meaning. There's no philosophy. There's no education. There's no schools. There's no reading. There's no writing. Blindness is how to take over the earth if you're a Martian. Make all the people blind, and they'll stumble around for probably 25 or 30 years and survive a little bit, but after that, the next generation, when they're born, if the mom doesn't hold on to the baby, well, at least the baby will cry. The mom can feel around, oh, there's the baby, you know. Once the baby doesn't cry anymore, you know, it wanders away, it's gone. You can't find it, and no Amber Alert is going to do shit when no one can see. This is what bipolar people think of. This is why we're never bored. I can sit in the car while Mercy's shopping for hours. I can sit there 2, 3, up to 4 hours. And I love to watch people, and I love to think, and I love to process life, how it might be different if. Well, here's one of my great inventions, really my great discoveries, is making the entire human race blind destroys all humans. They will not exist. They will not exist. They'll starve. You know, they'll fall off of cliffs. They'll drown. Cruise ships will go out of business. Anyway, you get my point. So be careful. If you, rather than wearing, you know, a gas mask, you need to wear an eye mask. If the aliens come in from outer space, watch your eyes and your butt. Thanks.